What would happen if banks didn't exist tomorrow? Imagine waking up tomorrow and every bank is gone. No accounts, no cards, no loans, no transfers, just gone. Here's what would actually happen, step by step. First, money wouldn't disappear, access would. Your wealth wouldn't vanish, but your ability to use it would. Salaries wouldn't arrive. Bills wouldn't be paid. ATMs would be useless. Digital money only works because banks sit in the middle keeping records. Cash would instantly become king, and there wouldn't be enough of it. Within hours, businesses would freeze. Most companies rely on short-term banking to function: payroll, credit lines, supplier payments. Without banks, many couldn't pay staff or restock shelves. Not because they're broke, but because money can't move. Supermarkets would ration. Fuel stations would close. Online shopping would stop entirely. Next, credit would vanish overnight. No mortgages, no car loans, no business loans, no credit cards. Entire industries exist purely because banks lend money forward in time. Without that, only people with cash on hand could buy anything significant. House prices would collapse fast. Not because homes lose value, but because buyers lose financing. Then comes the trust problem. Banks don't just hold money, they verify trust. They confirm identities, settle disputes, reverse fraud, and keep ledgers balanced. Without them, every transaction becomes risky. Did you pay me? Yes. Prove it. That friction slows everything. Governments would step in immediately. Emergency systems, temporary state-backed payment rails, central banks issuing direct accounts. Something bank-like would reappear almost instantly because modern economies can't function without financial plumbing. Meanwhile, alternative systems would surge: cash, barter, cryptocurrencies, local IOUs, employer credits, anything that allows exchange without a middleman. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't realize banks already create money. When you take a loan, the bank doesn't hand you existing cash. It creates new money digitally. That's how economies grow. Remove banks and money creation stops. That leads to deflation, prices fall, spending slows, businesses shrink, jobs disappear. So while banks frustrate people, they also hold the system together. But the most interesting effect wouldn't be financial. It would be psychological. People would suddenly understand what money really is. Not paper, not numbers on a screen, but trust at scale. Banks aren't perfect, but without them, society wouldn't become freer. It would become slower, harsher, and more fragmented. Which leads to the real question. If banks vanished tomorrow and chaos followed, what does that say about how dependent we are on systems we barely understand? Tag someone who thinks banks don't matter. Follow for deep money insights. Can't comment whether a world without banks would be better or worse.